Very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sandringham School on Wednesday. Here we are. The rain has stopped, which is good because I'm going to be outside for a little bit, and it's going to be an amazing day. So we are going to go on a virtual tour. This is live. Here we are, just gone 10 o'clock. Apologies last Thursday again for the late start, but we seem to have resolved the technological issues. So my name is Alan Gray. I'm the head teacher. And we are going to look at Sandringham School today, see what's going on for about 40 minutes maximum. And if you aren't able to join us live now, we will be uploading this later. So if you are watching this later, you're very welcome as well. I'm going to turn the camera around. First person to introduce, a very important person, is Mrs. Cracknell. Do you want to give us a little wave? Good morning. Who mans reception and deals with the phone calls that come our way. This is main reception. As you can see, we have a lot of things on display. One of the important things is the destination board. This is from 2019. We have the 2021 being produced at the moment, and I may be able to show you that at the next open morning tour, which we will probably do next Tuesday morning. Just need to confirm that in the diaries. This is the sculpture that we had done about 12 years ago. Students sit on this at break and lunch times in normal times. At the moment we have to segregate young people at break and lunch times. We have another covered area which is normally used but not at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. So we're going to go on a walk to start with down to design and technology. So creative subjects and the practical subjects are, in our view, good morning, how are you? Very good, thank you. Are very important to young people's development. So we run a full range of D&T, as we call it. So we've come in now to one of the lessons. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. We are live at the moment to an audience. So is somebody brave enough to briefly say what you're doing? Do you want to give it a go?
Okay. So we're making a design for one of the McDonald toys. So mine is a table football set.
Wow, look at that. Okay, are you enjoying this?
Yeah, it's fun. Good.
Okay, thank you very much. So, and over here we have Mr. Neville, Head of Design and Technology, and so D&T, do you want to explain briefly, Mr. Neville, the other subjects that you deliver?
Yeah, sure. So typically in D&T we tend to cover a range of options such as food, graphics, sometimes electronics and wood skills. And we tend to teach students different design skills as well, so they can access the course in the later years at the school. Then potentially on to engineers, architects, designers, potentially.
Great, thank you very much. So we'll leave them now. You may have noticed they're in their PE kit because with the measures that we have had to put in place, instead of them needing to get changed, which obviously wouldn't be great if they're in a small environment, we allow them to come in their PE kit if they have PE on a day. You just turn the camera back to me. So we're going to wander down now. There were many other lessons going on in D&T, but we're going to have a whistle-stop tour around the whole campus today if we can manage it. This is going to get my step count up, which is very important. So we're now entering F block. This contains music and art. I can hear a piano playing. It's always good, that. So what we have down here are some peripatetic music rooms. So students will have an individual peripatetic lesson. We did showcase this last week. Good morning. Evie, how are you?
I'm good.
Sorry to interrupt. This is a guitar lesson, and here's Evie in Year 8 doing an amazing job. We'll leave you to it. Thank you. So, again, morning, Miss.
Good morning.
Here's Mrs. Beaton, Head of Music.
Hi.
Well, I can see a lesson going on in here. I hope you're still with me. Sometimes the signal is a little bit scratchy. Good morning, sir.
Basically, so someone's playing quiet and someone's playing loud at the same time.
Okay, we don't have to do it necessarily at the same time. The contrast is the point. It's a difference in sections. So if we have in our polyrhythmic section,
Okay.
Loud.
So we're going to leave that class. That is a Year 7 music lesson that's going on. So if you were to join the school, you would obviously do music, art, drama, and some dance. Now we're going into the art area, and I'm not sure there's many formal lessons going on. Oh, there is a bit of sixth form. Let's have a look in here. Good morning, everyone. Said with such enthusiasm.
We're all busy concentrating.
I can see. So these are Year 13. So we're in the second year of fine art, I think. Is that correct?
It is fine art, yes.
Yeah. And producing portfolio work?
They're doing portfolio work, coursework, but they're also working on their related study.
Okay.
So there's a lot of preparation. So
Yeah.
it's a case of now reading through them and trying to come to some kind of conclusion. So
I see.
they're doing well, which is why some are working on computers and some aren't.
I understand. Good. Thank you very much, Miss.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. I think I've spotted somebody out here. Ah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So would you like to explain to our audience live a bit about what you're doing here?
Well, this is a triptych. The other two boards are in there. This is the final board of the three, and it's based around the Bible because there's so much biblical art throughout history, and I'm very passionate about my faith and things like that. And so I'm painting. Well, the first one's about Adam and Eve, the middle one's about Jesus, and then this one's about how we're saved. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks really wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Unai, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So that was Unai, one of our Year 13 students, obviously passionate about her art. I'll just turn the camera back round to me. So we've scooted through a bit of music and art. I'm coming down now to the northern part of the campus, and down here we have our whole sixth form area. I'll turn the camera around in a moment, and around the back is a drama block. The signal is not quite as strong down there, so we will try and go down there, but if I lose you, then I'll come out of there. I'll just turn the camera around. So this is the sixth form area. There's a new block there which was built in 2012. The older part is there, and then here this canopy was put in May, and they've also got this area out here now, so plenty of space, although there are 430 sixth form students, so it is a very large part of the school, and we will wander in and just see what's going on. When you get into the sixth form, if you come to the school, you select down to 3 subjects, possibly 4. And what that means is that you have some time in the week where you don't have lessons. So that's study lesson time. And in that time, you work on the things you need to for your subject in your own time. Let's go into one of the rooms. We should find some people having study time. Yes, here we are. Good morning, gentlemen. They look to be very productive. Obviously, we're keeping them spread apart at the moment. So this is a very popular part of the school. Good morning, miss. This is Starbucks. We have our own Starbucks on site. Isn't that amazing? Now, we have 3 young people here who are choosing very wisely. Is that correct? Healthy? Good. We won't embarrass you too much there. Hopefully it is healthy food. Here's another part of this private study. As you can see, they're spread apart, working on their own individual things. Let's go into a sixth form lesson. So, good morning, miss. So here we have mathematics, A-level, and they are working on equations and equalities. Doesn't get better on a Wednesday morning, does it? How are they getting on, miss?
I guess we're very well.
Yeah.
It's good. We're all thinking hard.
So presumably the style of teaching is that you'll go through a particular topic, and then they work on some problems, and then you unravel how they've done. Yes, I understand. Okay. and they look to be...
Sometimes they talk to each other about what they're doing, but at the moment they're working on
Well, we can see some... now, let's hope the maths is correct. Would you be able just to explain briefly what you're doing on camera?
I'm working on simultaneous equations and finding out if they have two real roots or one real root or two equal roots.
Okay, right. And is this challenging?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Which is, okay, part of what we do at Sandringham, because if you're not being challenged, you're not going to make progress. Okay, let's wander in. Oh, I think there's another maths lesson here. Morning, miss. Inequalities, is it?
No, we're doing solving reciprocal proof functions and proofs.
I see. Okay. That is a way to spend a Wednesday morning. Right. Okay, so clearly we're speaking to you as Year 5 and Year 6s. It will be a few years until you get into the sixth form, so we don't want to show you too much of the sixth form. But the type of lessons you will do include politics, which was next door. In here we have psychology.
Morning.
Morning, everybody. This is upper sixth psychology. What exactly are they working on here?
We're looking at the evolutionary explanation of aggression.
Right.
So
I see.
jealousy, women potentially cuckolding their men.
Okay. Right. So are you finding this interesting? Very quiet. Okay. All right. We'll leave you to it. Thank you. Okay. So the sixth form block is massive. There'll be geography lessons, sociology lessons, more psychology going on in this part. We won't go into any more just at the moment. I think you can see what goes on in the sixth form. Let me just turn the camera back. So, morning, sir. So we're going to wander now to computing science. So Sandringham runs computing science. It is a centre of excellence for computing science. We have 4 qualified computing science staff. The school is an ed tech demonstrator school, so it's our responsibility to work with other schools to help them use technology in learning. And there are 20 schools around the country, so we're one of those. And they were designated during lockdown to obviously help with remote learning, which is something that we seem to be reasonably good at doing. So let me just turn the camera around. And I'm hoping the signal is maintained down here. So we're going to wander down to, I think this is a Year 7 class again. Good morning, everyone.
Morning,
It's okay, sit down, carry on with what you're doing. Morning, Miss. So, Year 7 computing science?
Yes, Year 7 computer science, and we are working on creating a key skills document to help other teachers around the school how to use Google Drive.
I see. Okay.
So we're creating folders and showing them how to put documents into folders, and the best one we're going to choose to send around to other staff.
Oh, that sounds great, doesn't it? So it's helping others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me just... Good morning. You've got a lovely smiley face. Can you just say briefly to everybody what you're doing?
So my computer's kind of gone blue, so I'm having to use my device. But I am taking a screenshot so you can see exactly what you have to do, and I'm going to circle so it's very clear on what you have to do and how you have to do it. And I'm using pictures and captions to show how and what you need to do to create a new and rename a file or folder.
And have you done this before, or is this new?
This is quite new.
Okay, and are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, Miss, we'll leave you in peace.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Aren't they enthusiastic? So, what have we got in here? Media studies is one of the sixth form subjects. We do it at GCSE as well. Morning, everybody. Morning, Miss. So we've got more computing science. So I think you have got a flavour there of computing science. I'm just going to take you down here just to show you toilets. So these were redone during the lockdown, actually. So we've been working on developing the site over the years. Just turn this back. And one of the aspects has been to significantly improve the toilet provision for young people. So they're now all individual toilets. The students love them. They're nice and clean, easy to use. And that's an important aspect of life at Sandringham. So if you were to come here, you needn't worry about things like that. So I'm now going down round at the very northern end of the school, and we're going to go to another new building, which is drama. Let me flip the camera around. So this is a £500,000 building. We put this into this part of the building, part of the campus, because drama is usually one of those subjects which makes a lot of noise because of the nature of the subject. So although saying that, it's very quiet, and I think it's quiet because there are no lessons going on at the moment. Oh no, we have got a lesson. Now, I think I might be losing the signal a bit. So if we do, you might still be able to hear me, but you may not be able to see much. So we may not stay in here too long. Okay, so here we have drama. As you can see, a lot of them are in their PE kit today because they must have PE as well at some point.
Sorry.
Get out of my farm.
We're going to say get out of my farm. We're going to practice this one all together. We're going to do it as if we're saying it to Mr. Gray in the middle. We don't want it to be our farm, okay? So we've got 3 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Get out of my farm. Okay. So with that instruction,
okay, we'll leave them to it. So that was year 8. I think you may have lost a little bit of the video, but hopefully you heard some of what was going on. So year 8 doing drama, which is obviously the arts are a significant aspect of our curriculum at Sandringham. You may know that nationally the arts are a subject area which the government possibly hasn't funded as much or encouraged as much. We think it's a really important part of the curriculum and maintain a full range of arts. So here we have some PE. As you can see, this is netball with the girls. Obviously it's been delivered within the restrictions that we have of sport at this current moment in time. Hence the numbers are slightly smaller, as you can see. And these are year 9. So you can see that if you come to Sandringham, you might be doing science, for example, whilst others are doing PE. I'm in danger here of getting hit by the ball, so if you see the camera going flying, then you know what's happened. And are they going to shoot and score? Oh, not quite. Okay. So you probably do netball at junior school as well. It's a very popular sport. We play other schools. Obviously at the moment there's not really any school sport going on between schools, but hopefully that will come back in again soon. And the PE lessons focus on, obviously the key thing is enjoyment. We want young people to enjoy what they're doing. They've obviously got to develop their skills. It's about teamwork, all the usual things that sport brings to the curriculum. So we'll leave them to it. As you can see, these are the tennis courts. We are expanding them. We've got planning permission for that, and we want to floodlit them as well. Floodlight them. Let me just turn this around a bit so you're back to me again. So I'm just going to walk around on the field over to the 3G pitch. So our grounds are pretty extensive, and I'll flip the camera around in a second. I was talking a bit about sport. So everybody in year 7, 8 and 9 does PE and sport. We have a massive range of clubs and activities for people to join in. It's very inclusive. So we don't believe in just, elite players playing sport. It's got to be for everybody. If they want to represent their school, then they should do so. And I know about such things because I think you're aware I still play rugby at OAs. I'm not particularly good, but they still let me play, which is fantastic. So I'm going to flip the camera around here. And we've just come from the tennis courts. As you can see, part of the field's here. This is land that we've reclaimed recently and created another sports field. You probably can't see too closely, but around the outside, where my finger is pointing, is a perimeter. And in November, we received 420 trees from the Woodland Trust, and our year 7 will be planting 2 saplings each, all the way around this perimeter. And next March, we'll be getting another 420 to finish off the planting. And this will be a legacy. Sustainability is a big part of what we do at the school now. It's on our development plan. We have a student leadership group involved in everything which is sustainable, all the way from the canteen and the kind of cutlery we use and the packaging through to energy conservation and obviously the ecology. So there is a small area down there, a farm area with a pond, eco pond and so on, which is used. Students can tend that and they can learn about planting. And I'm actually today wearing my dolphin tie, which is clearly part of our drive to make sure that we preserve the species that we have on the planet. Okay, enough of that. Let me just turn back around again. This is our 3G, it's actually 4G, floodlit main pitch. It is massive, supersized football and rugby area. I'll just explain why it's 4G, because unlike 3G, underneath that we have a deep rubber crash mat, so the surface is approved for use for rugby as well as football. We have year 9 boys out here today, so the girls are doing their netball at the moment and the boys seem to be doing some running around, I suppose I would call it. I have taught PE. It looks like a bit of training. Oh, there we are, jumping over hoops, a bit of fitness work going on. There's Mr. Chopra, who is working with this group. And the 3G has transformed outside sport. You can see in the distance there more of the pitches. There are 3 more pitches there, and then in the background is wheat fields. But we'll just have a quick look. There's a long walk up here, isn't it? It shows you how big this pitch is. So, as you can see, final lap. They seem to be running out of steam a bit. I'm not sure I could, at my age, jump over those things. But they're doing a very good job of it. Okay. Let me just turn this around. Behind me here is the sports complex. So this is the inside sports. There's an old gymnasium which is still in good condition, and we use it regularly even though it's about 60 years old. So you will be doing sport when you come. And this complex now houses the main sports hall and also a new gymnasium that has been built during lockdown. We haven't yet got the equipment, that's arriving soon, but that will house, it's a multi-gym. So when you get a bit older, you'll be able to use that for training, running on these running machines, rowing machines and things like that. Hang on a second, let me just... Morning, can I borrow you for a second? You just take your mask down, you're safe enough there. Could you just explain to the camera what you're doing?
I am delivering book covers to students who have bought them.
And you, today, what's your job?
Being a student monitor.
Student monitor. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. So one day a year you will spend as a student monitor. And there are various things that you might be doing. When you're not involved in doing anything, you're doing work at a desk. But I thought I'd show you that. So sports hall is down here. I think you saw it on the last tour. Behind me here is a swimming pool. Now I know an awful lot of you have learnt to swim in that swimming pool. Our 3 children all learnt to swim in there. I remember taking them and bouncing them up and down and singing songs in the swimming pool, supposedly trying to get them to swim. But the good news is, now that they're adults and they're all 23 plus, they can swim. So I'm taking you now to K Block, and K Block houses English and our Learning Resource Centre. So this is the newest building that we have, another multi-million-pound building. Let me turn the camera around. It's called the Maya Angelou building. I did go in here last Thursday, so we'll see if there's any English going on. Yes, I can see something happening. It's always good when something's happening in a school. So, good morning, miss. Now, I think they're doing an assessment, is that correct? Yes. So here we have our wonderful Year 11. Lovely young people. And we're just checking to see how much they've learnt during lockdown. We better leave them to it. Oh, by the way, this is Mrs. Oakes, who's one of the senior members of staff.
Nice to meet you.
So you may well see Mrs. Oakes if you come into the school. One of the things Mrs. Oakes does is all of the work around exams, which is very important. Now, what have we got in here? Oh, I will just point out, all of the rooms in the school are named after important people. Sorry, miss.
Yes, Stella's my precious little sister. I call her little in spite of the fact she's somewhat older than I. Just slightly, less than a year. Will you do something for me?
Sure, what?
I bought this adorable little coloured paper lantern at a Chinese shop in Bourbon. Put it over the light bulb, will you please?
Be glad to.
I can't stand a naked light bulb anymore, any more than I could rude remark or a vulgar action.
I guess we strike you as being a pretty rough bunch.
I'm very adaptable to circumstances.
Well, that's a good thing to be. You're visiting family and so on.
Okay, so that was a Year 12 lesson, English. They were in the middle of reading a play. I think we managed to disturb them nicely there. But it gave you a flavour of sixth form. More sixth form going on here. Oh, hang on a second. Morning, everybody. So this is the English office. They are very pleased they finally have a nice office, which is great. Okay, let's go into another Year 11 class. Good morning, miss. Morning, everyone. What are they doing today?
So we are looking at Macbeth. We're just on to Macbeth's second soliloquy, and I've got a dagger in front of me.
I see. Metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically speaking.
Of
He is
course.
hallucinating, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, and there's another Year 11 class on in there as well. Okay. Right, we're going to wander upstairs quickly. I hope you're still with me, by the way, and enjoying the tour. We did mention, obviously, this isn't scripted. Staff are regularly going in and out of lessons. We have an open door policy in the school, as you can see, so it's not unusual. Normally students stand when someone goes in, but we've said very clearly today that's not going to really work, so they're not doing that, but a few are still. Morning, miss. So I'll explain briefly what that is. This is one of our new computer suites, and we've got a business lesson going on in there. Good morning, miss. Quiet in here today?
We just had a class leave.
Oh, I see. Okay. So this is the new Learning Resource Centre, and As you can see at the far end, there's a place where they can read. We've got a careers hub. I did show this last week, and as you'd expect, lots and lots of books. Okay, and then we'll get the video back. This building, by the way, is a framed building, so it's a steel frame, and that obviously sometimes affects the signal. Right, moving on. What I want to show you now is a bit of languages. When you come to Sandringham, you would start either German or Spanish or French. And I know some of you do French at junior school, maybe Spanish and German are less common. However, you all learn a language. You have the opportunity to do more than one language. In fact, I think you could possibly even do 3 at a push. So we're going to go wander into C block in a moment and see some languages taking place. I'm going through, it's a long way around this campus, so my step count is definitely improving. So over here we have student services, so this might be of interest to parents. We have a way in. Obviously at the moment we're not encouraging visitors to the school. I'll just show you behind me lots of new car parking which has recently been built, and I think, oh yes, I've spotted somebody very special in here. Look at this. So good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Melissa. So you taking Mabel for a little walk?
Yes, we are. She's going for a little walkies today.
Okay. So this is Mabel. Do you want to say hello to everybody? She's probably more interested in food rather than the camera. So Mabel is our therapy dog. And the students will take Mabel for a walk, break at lunchtime, look after her. Obviously, if anybody is a little bit upset during the day, they want to spend a bit of time with Mabel, and they can do so. She likes cuddles. Isn't that right?
Very good.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thanks
Miss.
very much.
Bye. Right, this is student services. The signal might drop a little bit in here. Yeah, I think it is. You might still be able to hear me. So student services, and we have, good morning, Sally.
Morning.
The team here who will look after you if you need anything in particular. We're not encouraging people to come out of lessons, obviously, but breaking lunchtimes, if they need anything, they can come here. And including, if you want air tickets, is that right, to Barbados?
Particularly Barbados.
Yeah, it's a nice destination, isn't it? So we can get you on your way. This is a very important area. Good morning, Anita. This is our exams office, hallowed territory. Okay, so you don't, as a student, have much to do with exams. Certainly when you join the school in year 7, but by the time you get to year 11 and year 13, you will have exams. And morning, Miss. And so Anita is our exams officer, and she will take care of you. She will make sure you've got the right entries, know where your exam is and when it is, and things like that. And does a great job. Okay, let's go to the next building. I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. And obviously, very sorry we can't allow you in person, but this might be pretty much a good substitute. Actually, good morning. Hi, Bert. How are you?
Good morning.
Right, here we have a very important part of the school. This is the caretaker's den. Morning, Darren. And what are we doing today, gents?
Installing new shelving and racking for more supplies that we take on at school.
Oh, yes, more paper. Yes. Okay, well, we'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
So, hang on a second. Right, I thought that was worth showing you. The caretaking team in any school is critical to the operation of the school. They keep it running, and we have an amazing, well, Darren is our caretaker, lives on site. The rest of the team do a wonderful job of all those important things that need doing, and sometimes you don't notice them, but you would if they weren't there. Behind me, I don't know if you can see, is one of the canteens, and the ladies in there at the moment, and gents, sorry, are preparing for break time. Break time, you can get a variety of food. It's a very popular time of the school day, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Okay, let's go in and see what we have got going on. Here are, look at this. Good morning, Jeff.
Hello, are you right?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Right, so this will be a PRE lesson. And morning, Mrs. Russell. Could you explain briefly what they're doing?
Yes, so this is an introductory lesson to PRE and to STEP. And they're just thinking about starting out on their journey through Sandringham, really, and they're thinking about some hopes and dreams, and then thinking about their whole life. And the bracelets that they're making are kind of representing different steps on that way.
I see. Great. So are you enjoying this?
Yes.
Good, it looks like it. Okay, thank you, Miss. Thanks, Jeff. We'll leave you to it. So I think we're just losing a bit of a video signal there. I do apologise. Hopefully it'll come back in a second. Right. Let me just turn this around. We'll lose a bit of video signal as I go up the steps. Not because I'm tripping over the steps, but it's just the nature of this building. So we're now going up to languages, as I was mentioned previously. So let's see what's going on. I'll just show you, or to Germany, if you're studying German, in Year 8. We haven't done it this year. Obviously, I'm not sure we'll be able to do it next year, but we will see. Hang on a second. So, good morning. Oh, bonjour. Thank you, everyone. Do sit down.
We know these words and our 20 best of these words, okay, we're going to be able to really boost our writing. So when you redraft the writing you did for me last week, you're going to be able to include these words to really enhance that writing. Okay, back in your books, please. We've got a grammar plenary.
How are they getting on, Miss?
Très bien. Excellent.
Ah,
very well done. Yeah.
good.
No, they're doing very well. They've just done some extended writing for me, which I've marked, and it's very, very good. So I'm very impressed.
Great. Thank you very much. Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
We. Ah, good. So,
Okay.
right. So, in languages, they are meant to. Oh, good morning, Miss.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for helping clean the school.
My pleasure, anytime. Have a good day.
Thank you. Let's have a look in here.
Ich habe Glück. Ich komme sehr gut mit meiner ganzen Familie aus. Meine Eltern sind noch ziemlich jung und sehr gesund. Wir fahren fast jeden Tag zusammen Rad und das stärkt unser Verhältnis.
Okay, good. So, the first paragraph then.
Okay, so that was an example of German. So we've had French and German. I don't know if we got Spanish. That's another French lesson. French, German. German. Ah, here we are, another German lesson. Morning, everyone. Okay, we'll leave you to it. We're trying to find some Spanish. We'll look upstairs. Okay, I think I'll show you the third language, Spanish. There might be something going on upstairs. So as I said, you will do a language. It's a really important part of our curriculum. So just going through the curriculum, you will all do a language. You'll all be doing creative subjects. And you'll all be doing technology subjects. And good morning, Nathaniel. How are you? Good. How's your swimming?
It's going well, thank you.
Yeah, any more competitions or anything?
Sadly not this year.
No, okay, but maybe next year. Thank you very much. Nathaniel is one of a star swimmer. Ah, right, what have we got in here?
It's the Grinch. Ah, bonjour.
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 Look at that. How are they doing, miss?
They're doing really well. What are we looking at, guys?
Family relationships.
Okay, great.
What makes a good friend in friend?
I see, okay. We're trying to find some Spanish. We'll leave you to it. Au revoir.
It's for emphasis. The French people like to use moi with je.
Bonjour.
To emphasise the point. So we say it's, my translation, see.
Okay, we still haven't located Spanish. It will be somewhere. I think it must be in this final room here. Let me see.
It's really tricky.
No.
So if you have got it,
Ah.
all
Hola! We have found some Spanish. We've been walking around.
Mi clase del año 10.
Ah,
In Spanish.
fantastic. So, can I just... Good morning. Amber, could you tell us a bit about what you're doing and how you love Spanish?
We're doing like fiestas, festivals in different places in Spain, and we're still,
What's that called?
The role playing.
Okay, so you're making progress?
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously they've only just started the GCSE.
That's right,
That's
yes,
correct, yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Adios.
Adios. Okay, let me just turn this back around again. So that's languages. Last bit I'm going to take you to, we're almost at the end of this lesson now, and in 5 minutes' time, I think you can still hear me even if you can't see me. In 5 minutes' time, lessons will finish, and 1,613 young people will be going off to break. So let's just see if we can get down. Good morning.
Hello, man.
There we are. We have the postman. It's very important we get post delivered to the school. Right, we're going to go down to A block, see a bit of history and geography, because humanities are another key component of the school. And you will do history and geography when you join in Year 7 and have the opportunity to do either one or both of them when you get into Year 10 and 11. So, morning, Miss. Morning, everyone. Thank you. Do sit down. What are they doing here?
We're just looking at the causes of poverty in Bangladesh. We're looking at social, economic and environmental factors, and we're developing our English, so our extended explanations.
How are they getting on?
Really well. We're silently working away at paragraphs.
Yeah. So these are Year 8?
Year 8.
Okay. Can I just talk whilst they're working away? Sure. So there are two things I want to mention here. One, we encourage them all to have their own water bottle. As you can see, a lovely example there, with hand sanitizer against it as well. So that's important because it's part of sustainability rather than disposable water bottles. And secondly, they all have their own device, as you can see. Could you just explain what you're using the device for at the moment?
To show the examples of how poverty is in Bangladesh.
So you're doing a bit of research on the internet. So the important thing here is that for 7 years now we've had Bring Your Own Device. Every student has their own device, as you can see. And it means that if we need to, in a lesson, we don't have to move the class to the technology. The technology comes to them. And it means that the transition between one activity to another is enhanced, and it just improves the flow.
It is right in front of them.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, we're almost there. Here's another geography lesson. Morning, Miss.
Morning.
Morning, everybody. Thank you. Just sit down. What are they doing in here?
They've been looking at level of development and poverty today, so the causes of poverty around the world in different countries, and they've been looking into Bolivia and those causes there.
Great. Thank you. Okay, we'll leave you to it. So another Year 8 lesson. And history is a very important part of the curriculum as well. So here we have the wonderful Miss Constable. Is it history or politics?
It's history today, working with coursework at the moment, so they're all working on it and I'm looking at it from this end on...
Can we just showcase that? Let's have it. So you can access what they're writing.
So Eleanor's looking at it on that end, I'm giving her some feedback and she's making some edits as we go.
So it's live marking.
Indeed.
Yeah. Do you find that useful?
Yeah, it's useful to see where you need to edit.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you very much, Miss. So that's another example of where technology in the classroom has such power with live marking. Just trying to find, I think this is...
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What are they doing in here?
We are looking at the long-term consequences of the Reformation. And Matt, can you carry on what you were talking about then? What would have happened if Philip had been successful with the Armada? What might have happened?
They could
killed Mary and took the place on the throne.
Killed Mary. Who was on the throne at the time? Who was on the throne at the time? On
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, good. So the aim was to take over from Elizabeth, good. And then he really wanted to rule.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure how much of the video you got there because the signal seems to have dropped a bit. Do apologise. I'm just going to go outside, see if we can recover the signal. But that was a history lesson. So we've seen an awful lot. The one area of the school we've not seen is science. There is a lot of science going on. However, we are out of time, I'm afraid. What is happening now is people are moving because it's end of session 2. We don't have bells at the school, so people will move when they finish the lesson within a 2 or 3 minute window. And we like taking risk at this school, so we're going to take, well, it's not a risk, there's no risk to take. I'm going to stand here for a few minutes and you will see students leaving their classes and then going off to break time. And if I'm any judge of what normally goes on, the rest of the school is fine, but the little year 7s are still so keen and enthusiastic that they, whilst we don't encourage running, they kind of jog because they want to get to where they've got to go to pretty quick. I once found a little lad and he was scooting past me. I said, we don't run in the school, you know, what are you doing? I don't want to be late for my lesson, sir. I like it so much. Okay, so I'm going to stand here. We're just going to see, good morning everyone. Turn the camera around. Here we have some of our wonderful sixth form who look incredibly smart, who finished their lesson and they'll be heading off to Starbucks. Good morning. Morning. As you can see with masks, they don't have to wear a mask, just turn the camera back around again, they don't have to wear a mask outside, but some of them choose to do so. But if they're inside the building, they do need to wear a mask, obviously not in the classroom. So that's one way that we are helping to keep COVID at bay in school. You may have seen a lot of sanitizer around the place, so they have to sanitize their hands when they come into the classroom, sanitize them again when they leave. We clean the desks in between each lesson. We have cleaners going around the school, as we've said, during lesson time. So children have never had such clean hands, I think it's fair to say. Right, whilst we're just waiting for a few more to walk out of their lessons, I will show you some builders. Because this school has been a building site for about 15 years now, and we still have builders here. I'm just going to turn this around. Hang on. Here we are. Good morning, gents. Yeah, I'm good. That's all right. Carry on. So this is our latest development, which is New Cycle Shelter. And you can see they're putting down block paving, then the canopy will be arriving, it'll be fenced in, and we will have yet more cycle storage, because sustainability, as I mentioned, is a key feature of the school. So here we have young people using their discretionary time. Good morning. Morning. Morning, everybody. Going off to break. And what I wanted to show you here is that, you know, they walk, not run, they talk, not shout, they get on with each other, and they're just nice, good morning, nice young people. And we're actually going to borrow one in a second. Zoe, good morning. I'll borrow you. What day is it today?
Wonderful Wednesday.
Right, I don't know if you heard that, thank you very much. It is Wonderful Wednesday. Mondays, send that round. Mondays are marvellous Mondays. Tuesday, terrific Tuesdays. Today is Wonderful Wednesday. And so it goes on. So I think that probably has given you enough of the school for today. I think we're going to go live next Tuesday, but we'll post that on the website if you wanted to tune in again.